Hello student, welcome to IGCSE ICT Chapter 7 System Lifecycle Part 3. I hope you gone through the previous two parts YouTube videos and you are clear about the first stage of system lifecycle, and that is analysis. Now here we'll move ahead in the second stage of system analysis, that is design. Okay. When analysis, that is stage 1, has been completed, the requirement for the new system should be very clear. So as we have learned earlier that the output of one stage would be the input of the second stage. So it's something like that. This brings us to the design stage. This is where the new system is planned thoroughly to make sure that the developers know how each screen should look and how system should work. So design will take place during the second stage. So now you know that analysis is a process where you collect the data, interpret the facts, identify the problems, decomposition of the system into the different components. So we can say that analysis specify what the system should do. And at the other hand, design is a process of planning a new business system or an existing system by its component or modules to satisfy the specific requirement, which means that system design focus on how to accomplish the objective of the system. So remember, analysis specify what to do and design will specify how to do. What is system design? Once there is a clear list of requirement for a new system, it's time to design or plan how it look and how it work. It does not matter what type of system is being created. It may be a website, it may be database, payroll, etc. It is very important that clear design are produced. The designs for the new system have a lot of throughput into the try and reduce false error at the later stage. So we can understood earlier that analysis specify what system should do and design specify how to accomplish the objective without error and without faults. A general system design can be done with the pen and piece of paper to determine how the system will look and how it will function. And then the detailed expanded system can be designed depending on that particular piece of paper, which will cover the technical requirement and it will feasible logically and physically. Here one example is given. If the system is built without proper planning, there is good chance that faults will appear after the creation of system. This would mean that system would have to be changed in order to correct the faults. So it will occupy a lot of time and it's again very expensive. So when designing stage, it's very important because here you have to design such a way that it will minimize the fault and minimize the errors. So what should be included in the system design, like first of all, yes, the output, like the visual screen, how it will look, design user interface layout, printout, how the printout will look, screen based output, structure of the data, where to be data stored, what software can be used, etc. Designing data validation method and data verification method. So step 1 to 5 is just the designing part in the set the output and the look of the system, how you design the color and buttons and where do you want to put the text box, how you want to design the different frames, etc. But verification and validation are something that you have to be programmed. That is a type of programming, or you can say it's a type of logical exercise that you have to do on the system. So some examples are given here that how your data structure will look. That is the first example. It's just an example, so don't worry. Second is the form, how the output will look when it will actually created, how it will look. And third is the printout, report printout, how the output on page will look. So these are the example of the basic design. But as I told you, validation and verification are more important. So now we'll go to first step, very important, that is the system validation. See, validation is where a computer system checks that data entered by the user is sensible and usable. The computer system will be programmed with the list of these checks that it can use to compare the data that a user is entering. If the user try to enter something that does not match up with item on the validation checklist, the system will not accept the data. So these are the validation rules and these are the validation checks. So suppose you have designed a form where you want to have the email ID of the person and person is typing the number. So it should be denied by the system that here you have to enter the email ID, not the phone number. So it should work like that. So that is the validation. One example is given here, that validation rule in system state that a learner driver need to be 17 years older. So your data validation rule be any number would be equal to or greater than 17 will be accepted. Here if you will enter any number below 17, that would be rejected by the system and it will give any specific message. So there are certain examples of validation checks. We'll see one by one all the example with explanation. So the first is presence check. So presence check will check that data has been entered and not missed out. You may have seen while filling form online, they are strict on the form, on the field. That means those are compulsory field. That field you can't leave, like your name, your address, the email ID, the username, password, that you have to fill. So that is, if user misses out the required data such as postcode, the system will not allow to process. So this type of validation might go by different names depending on your database program. Sometimes it's also called like allow blank or mandatory, for example. So there are so many names for the same presence check. Allow blank, yes or no, mandatory field, that is also used as a presence check. This type of validation force user to enter the data in that field. If you had address book, for example, you might know the person address and not their phone number, or vice versa. So it would make sense to make those field mandatory. On the other hand, it does not make sense to have an address book entry with no name. So you should check for the presence of the name as well. So these are the example of presence check where you have to enter some data. The second is length check. Length check that the correct number of character has been entered. If date field require the user to enter 8 digit, they must be the 8 digit, otherwise system will reject. So in length check, sometimes you may have data which always has same number of character. For example, in India, any mobile number has 10 numbers. So a length check could be set up to ensure that exactly 10 numbers are entered into field. This type of validation check cannot check that the 10 numbers are correct or not, but it will ensure that it will not accept 9 or 11 number. Same thing, you may have seen that particular password require particular length. So sometimes you need minimum 6 character or minimum 8 character long password. So that is the example of length check. Next is range check. See, don't get confused between all these things, because length check will check the length, the number of character, but range check, it's perform on the number to check they are within certain range. Like we have seen earlier, below 17, or you can say the person age should be range between 0 to 100 or 0 to 80 and so on. So a range check is commonly used when you are working with data which consists of numbers, currency or date and time. A range check allows you to set suitable boundary like upper limit, lower limit and length. So upper limit would be the minimum, upper limit would be the maximum, lower limit will be the minimum, and whatever range you are specifying. So earlier example which we have seen, the age should be between 0 to 70, 0 to 16 will be not accepted. So that is become one range check. Next is limit check. It will perform a number to make sure that data is not above or below specific limit. A learner driver age must be greater than or equal to 70. Or you may say sometimes you don't want to allow children below 12 age to access your website or to access your email ID. So that is become your limit check. On first view it looks similar like when length check, but if you notice, length check can be used on number or character both, but limit check works only on number. For example, limit of buying any product, you will be not allowed to enter the number which is out of the limit. So please understood, length check and limit check look similar, but length check can be applicable to number and character both, and limit check be only applicable to the numbers. Next is format check. Make sure that data is in specific formats. Suppose you will accept date in the format of DDMM and YYY, that is date, then month, then year in 4 digit. So some type of data will always consist of same pattern. For example, a car registration number which start with 2 character in India, then a number. A national insurance number in foreign countries are also in specific format, that is 2 character, 4 number, etc. So any format entered differently to this will be rejected. So that is known as a format check. The next is data type check. It will check that the entered data does not contain invalid character. Pure number field like distance, temperature should not allow text to be entered. Obviously, when you will be asked to enter number, you have to enter number. You cannot enter character. Suppose you have been asked to enter 8, then you have to enter number 8. You cannot write EIGHT. So here the data type check will be used. When you begin to set up your new system, you will choose the most appropriate data type for each field, obviously, because you only know that what type of data you want to enter on particular field. A type check will ensure that the correct type of data is entered into that field. For example, in cloth shop, dress sizes may range from 8 to 18. A number data type you will suitable for this type of data if you are designing the billing system. By setting the data type as number for this particular data, particular field as size, only number could be entered. For example, 10, 12, 14, 8, 18 and so on. But if someone will try to enter Excel or XSL, that will be not allowed. Even you will be not allowed 10 write as a TEN, right? So data type check is very important because it will minimize the error by entering the wrong data. Next is consistency check. Make sure that data in one field is consistent with data in another field. If male has been typed into gender field, the person's title cannot be Mrs. So it's this kind of check is related to the other field. Like this check refers to have a entry related to other field you have already entered. So if you have entered male into the gender, then your title should be Mr. only. It cannot be Mrs. Okay, so that is called the consistency check. Some example are given here because if you will enter the wrong data, then you will given a specific message. This message also you can design by yourself in a database. That you must be at least 7 years old. You can only enter a gender of a male or female and so on. So I'm going to cover one question here which is of the recent exam of IGCSE, that after collecting information, Louis noticed that Mario sells both non-fiction and fiction book in hardback and paperback. She also discovered that no book cost more than $20. She wrote down some of the questions that customer asked, such as, have you got non-fiction book by author C. Clarke? Have you got the hardback version of Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone? Have you got any books for less than $10? So on basis of that, you have to design the form. Okay, so what you have to write here is the validation check on the particular field. What kind of validation check you will do? So first name is book title. See, book title can be any, so sometimes you don't want to write the title also, so you can keep it blank, it's okay. So I will say that there will no validation check on that field. Author name can be any, and sometimes some books without author, because the publication has published it, so author also can be kept none. But now price, see, so here price are books cost more than 20 and less than 10. So what kind of validation check will be required? Yes, range check, as in more than 20 and less than 10. Now second is fiction or non-fiction. For this type of field you require yes or no type of validation check, either yes or no, that is it fiction or non-fiction. Hardback and paperback, again same, is it hardback or paperback? So again you will require the boolean yes or no, is it hardback or the paperback. So this kind of question will come into the exam. Sometimes it will ask you the validation check, or other time will be asked you the data type. Data type we have learned earlier in MS Access, that number data type, text data type, date data type. There are 4 to 5 basic data type in Access, and that only used here in designing any database system. Now this is something very important. Even you try to minimize a lot of error by putting the validation check and verification check, there are some error that tend to be met, like transcription error. Whenever data is manually entered into the system, there is chance that an error will be met. This might be because person misread what is written on the source document, or perhaps misheard what the customer tells them over the telephone. It might simply be down to the person rushing and not being careful over the keys they press. Long chords made of number or letter that have no particular meaning to the person keying into the data are particularly vulnerable to error. For example, transcription error might be like Smith instead of Smith. So by mistake, even you are typing something wrong, like sometimes THE की जगह पे आप TEH टाइप कर देते हो. Sometimes lot of time you got the typing error in WhatsApp, and then you do the star and correct it. So those type of error are known as transcription error. In the local term you can say slip of thumb, or you can say the slip of fingers. By mistake you have typed something wrong. So जितना आप ध्यान रखते हो उसके बाद भी there are so many chances to get this type of errors. Second type of error is transposition error. Transposition error occur when the person entering data accidentally change the order of the number or letter. Like for example, Smith की जगह पे आप might लिख दो, है ना, then 89 की जगह पे आप 98 लिख दो. That possible, isn't it? So this kind of errors known as transposition errors. So this kind of error cannot be solved by the validation or verification rules. You have to be careful while entering the data. Now this is the second part, designing system verification. It's very important. Understand the difference between validation and verification. Validation will be done before entering the data. Means when you are entering the data, you have to do certain validation. Verification will be done after entering the data. So once you have entered the data, you have to verify that you have entered it correctly. Verification is way of making sure that data being entered into system is exactly matches the source of data. For example, Imagine that data about employee address, phone number, etc. is being entered into computer system by typing in information found on printed form that each employee filled in. The data in the system must be identical to the data on the printed form, or there could be problems if employee needs to be contacted at home a later date. There are two type of verification check that we'll going to see here. So now you understand what is verification. That means it was mentioned earlier that validation cannot make sure that you have entered data is correct. It will only do the validation, okay, that you have entered one particular range, you have number field में आपने number ही डाला है, you have entered the particular length of field, etc. But that doesn't mean it's correct. It can be only check if sensible and reasonable and allowable. However, it is important that the data in your database is accurate as possible. So verification can be used to help make sure that data in your database contain as few mistakes as possible. So as I said, there are two type of system verification. So before that, this is the example. You know, when you are typing the password, you'll be asked to type it 2 times. So that is known as double data entry. So if you are mismatching, or if you are not typing the correct password in both fields, you will be not allowed to enter, or you'll be not allowed to proceed further. And second is visual check. You are checking in one by one word and one by line to line visually. We'll see in detail now. So first is double data entry. Now this is where the data is entered twice by two different people. The computer compares two entries and lets the user know that it finds any difference or not. Double entry is often used when you set up online account. You are often asked to enter your choice password twice to make sure that you haven't pressed an incorrect key by mistake. Okay, think about when you have chosen new password, you have to type it twice, right? So this lets the computer check if you have typed it exactly same both time or not, and it verifies it on the first version is correct by matching against the second version, so second one. Whilst this can help to identify many mistakes, but it is not ideal for large amount of data, because it could take a person a lot of time to enter the data twice. They could enter the same mistake twice, and so it wouldn't get picked up. You would end up with 2 copies of data if you will do this kind of check on the large data. So to overcome, there is another check, that is visual check. This is where the person entering data into the computer system carefully compares what they have entered with the data in the original document. So after data has been entered, a person compares the original data with the data in the computer, either on the screen or using the printout. So there are two type of visual check, screen to screen, एक ही स्क्रीन में दो पेजेस they can compare, और हार्ड कॉपी के साथ स्क्रीन को कंपेयर करना है. सो इफ मिस्टेक आर स्पॉटेड, they can be corrected by the person. So advantage of this kind of check is it's very quick, but it will never catch all mistakes, because sometimes your eyes will not catch a small mistakes. So this is what the validation and verification will include, and it is very important to minimize the errors and faults into the system. See, as again I will tell you, validation is only a validation to what, it's not like your data is entered correct or not. How your data will be entered, that validation will tell you. By verifying the data, you can minimize the error, but that is also not 100% foolproof. You have to be careful when you are enter the data, because even for the visual check, you can skip out some of the words or some of the minimal errors, so that you be careful when you are entering the data. That's it for now, and that's it for the part 3. I hope you are understood, and I hope you are enjoying this kind of videos and lectures given by me. I would be very appreciated and very feel good if you will share your thoughts using the form we have provided, and fill that form if you have any query as well. I'm planning the test in next 2 days. So if you have any query, please contact me by filling that form with whatever doubts you have. When I will plan the exam, it would be cover up the portion that I have given in the part 1, part 2 and part 3 only. So please let me know if you have any doubt, and I'll let you know in advance for the test of these 3 part. Okay, so take care and bye bye for now.